So always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move.
It's really all about your diet. You know, you are what you study. And if you study great players, you play great chess.
If they're attacking your rooks, threaten a queen. If they're attacking your queen, threaten checkmate and pawn. And in all cases, you can counterattack with check as an in-between move. Counterattack, the #1 tool, recommended by grandmasters.
Regularly playing Blitz with Hikaru Nakamura, or regularly playing Blitz with someone who literally shows you glaringly what you're doing wrong, like that. There is no substitute for the old-fashioned, just getting slapped across the face when you make the mistake. Just no substitute.
A certain comfort zone soar toward playing correctly, grabbing space, an equal amount of space, having equal chances to win, not letting yourself fall behind.
Good morning.
In any manner, way, shape, or form by gambiting a pawn unsoundly, like in the Stafford Gambit, but simply playing good chess. The problem is that right now, I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up, because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They are human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up. There are so many people out there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. A little bit of a slow start. I don't know if it's summer that's approaching, but definitely having problems getting up in the morning. Whew. Summer is almost here. It could be that my grandson sneaks in, the cuddle bug that he is, somewhere in the middle of the night, and then I cannot wake up, because it's like having your favorite stuffy as a kid snuggled in, and you don't want to leave. So I was barely waking up, going back to sleep, barely waking up, and it was so difficult, so very, very difficult to get anything. I believe that the quote for this morning's tournament was quite appropriate from Lasker. Lasker's quote this morning basically reminded everyone that if you wanted to improve at chess, you had to study the entire game. Not just the end game. Not just how to checkmate.
Bob
said, "Hello, how are you?"
Good morning, Bob. Turn on my heater. My coffee heater. Where are my eyeglass wipes? I have specific eyeglass wipes. I end up using tissue, but I have specific eyeglass wipes to keep my glasses clean. And wouldn't you know it, I use a tissue anyway. There they are. I also noticed that I didn't have them in my pocket yesterday when I wanted to clean my glasses in the middle of no man's land. Alright, here we are. It's a very gray setup. I don't know if this is so great, but let's give Ron Hay, if this is who it is, the best possible game. I don't always look at my opponent, but when I do, I usually find that it's Ron Hay. Oh no, did he stream snipe me? Did he? Did he stream snipe me? I don't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. Now I have no center pawns to speak of. It's alright if he did, because I deserve it. Can I? Can I ask him where he's going? Should have probably played that move before Bishop E3, but I certainly did not know where he was going at that moment. Plenty of time to be resourceful. Just a pawn between friends, everyone. Just a pawn between friends. Gonna grab space, make his life a little bit less miserable. We could use another center pawn. Can always use another center pawn. And now for something completely indifferent. Still relatively serious about the center pawn. The center pawn business. Working our way into this. We'll try this once. That was interesting. I'm offering him more. Maybe. I don't really want to give him any more than we have. Am I worried about this? I certainly am reckless. How are we getting a rook from A1 to H3 when I need it? That is the question. Having a difficult time to get there from here. Comes and goes. Interesting. Goes. Yes, this is annoying. Do I have a choice? Don't really have a choice. Arg. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to call it being down a bishop. Now that it's very clear that I'm down a piece. Arg! Ron plays too good. Stream sniped. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out the amazing power of chess informant. Non-stop. Hill effects. Alright, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Ye gats, folks. Ah, you're one of these guys. Alright, let's just do the work the old-fashioned way. Knight on G to E2. Interesting. That is very interesting. Alright, you've got me. I'm going to keep the tension. I'm going to keep the tension. And he's covering. So that means that he's very serious now about moving forward with his plan of bishop h6. We're just going to keep on keeping on. So he has no weaknesses, eh? No weaknesses anyway. Uh-oh, well, we know he has to recapture with the knight now. Right? Or does he? Let's see where he wants to go from here. Interesting. Going by the age-old premise that the better attackers are the queen and the knight, we will debate that one ourselves. We will debate that one ourselves as Magnus Carlsen has turned it around. The queen and bishop are just as dangerous attackers as the queen and knight. That story does not check out any longer. But the queen and knight are a better attacking duo than the queen and bishop, thanks to Magnus Carlsen. You just have to be very, very careful. Story does not check out. Was it yesterday that I was flailing ridiculously below 2,000? I'm trying to recall. You should just look at my profile. I believe it was. Somehow I'm above 2,000 again. The rating is just an average of your performance. The rating does not by any means indicate absolute strength. It just indicates a general range, plus or minus a few hundred, or as many as 400 rating points. As the original mathematician Arpad Elo intended. Basically, you must be prepared for an opponent to place several hundred rating points higher than their rating or lower than their rating at any time. Just don't let it be you. Oh, Ron. I hope Ron's feeling okay. I know he was undergoing some difficulties at some point. I didn't really give you a game, Ron. I wish I had. It says thanks for the game in the chat, but I played rather atrociously. Absolutely atrociously. Crispo. Well, E4 did not work out today. So we'll go with D4. Ah, the old C6 fellow, eh? Let's see if we can sneak in. And E4. If he wants to follow Sindarov's line, that's entirely up to him. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's annoying. Giving up your dark squared bishop. Ooh, it's a good bishop, in fact. Right? His good bishop. Let's see if we can pay him a visit. His pawn stuck on those squares. I'm not sure if I like this one. Let's move on to the next one. So are we willing to play an endgame? With a weak pawn on D4? No. Oh, I should have taken? Is that the story here? Is that the story that I should have taken, eh? We're down one pawn again. We get to attempt to prove once more that the queen and knight are better attackers. I'm sorry, that the queen and bishop are better attackers than the queen and knight. Well, that was interesting. Not exactly what I was expecting. Well, we're not down upon any longer, and he is going. Really? Check, check. Better to be lucky than good, everybody. Better to be lucky than good. Unfortunately, it did not go on my permanent record. That's very sad. It missed my permanent record. I could have finished with 4 points had it gone on my permanent record, but we have another event coming up in 5 minutes. Great work, Pillsbury. We stopped Pillsbury, and so did Champion Baku. I don't even know if Champion Baku is Armenian. Does have us as starting streaming. Good. It has us on YouTube as streaming. Nicely done, everyone. We could use the subscribers on YouTube. If you really wish to support the stream, that is one of the best ways to do it. Daily Rapid in 3 minutes. Whoops, we don't want to mark all of that. Message all members. Copy link address. Join the daily stream. Sparring. I don't even know if any of those words should be capitalized. What do you think? YouTube and our YouTube channel. What in the world? There it is. Control C. Apparently, I don't really need the /C anymore. We'll test it in just a moment as well. Let's go for it. Inbox. Join the daily stream and sparring. Nope, no C needed. At one time I thought the C was needed. It may have been in the early days when I renamed it from the ridiculous, unthinkable channel name to Master Chess Dojo. Well, Matcha Latte Bob is here. Thank you, Bob. Enthusiasm makes the difference. Enthusiasm. I am going to try to can some of that enthusiasm, and I will find it for you. All chess players should have a hobby. For me, the hobby is billiards. At times, I think it's poker. Aram coming in to steal my action as he's going to be paired with Matcha Latte Bob by strength, and I'm going to be sitting out. Usually that is what happens. Aram. I'm going to get one of my Dutches in.
Matcha Latte Bob
said. What?
Yeah, what happened there? Let's see if we can lock down on the white squares in this manner. It rarely happens that you can get in b6 and bishop to b7. I know, usually it pairs by strength. It doesn't usually pair me in the first round. What in the world is going on here? What in the world is going on here? Interesting.
Machaladabov.
Said. My voice changed and the pairings were weird.
Your voice changed. Well, it could well be that time of the year, sir. So let's see. Knight takes f2. Craziness to even think about knight takes f2.
Machaladabov.
Said.
Right?
The text-to-speech voice.
I don't know, unless you switch platforms. And the pairings were weird. That's crazy. Alright, I have to kick this knight. That's all there is to it. I don't have a choice. That knight is too annoying. I wanted to make a difference. Wanted to make a difference. Mildly concerned previously about queen to b3 and how it would affect my control over d5 and e4 because he tags my pawn. Let's keep it up here. Looks like I might be winning something here. Wow, he just went around me. Is his bishop still trapped? It looks it. It looks like his bishop is still trapped. Probably could have played knight takes d3 and knight takes rook. But this looked like more fun. And it's a freebie. Maybe it was a freebie the whole way. We're going to have to look at that a little bit more closely. Keith Carr, how are you, Mon? Good to see you. It's been a while. Is that Anna Kramling? No, that is the trucker. I'm trying to recall her name. That is very funny. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's actually very amusing that her truck, her semi-trailer is going in a different direction than she is. Chloe. Good find, sir. That was a bouncy ride indeed. And we're back. Can I make this a little bigger? Yeah, why not? It is morning after all. Put a knight c3 on the board. Went from e4 to d4 to knight c3. Oh no. Is he going to acknowledge my mouse slip? I don't know. I run away. I believe that Queen E2 is a better move. Objectively. I don't think you really know what you're doing here. I do know what you want to threaten, but it's not stopping me. So was our opening a Scandinavian or was it a French? In all the confusion, I kind of lost track. Yes, you're going to do just that. So, bishop takes. Very tempting to not worry about this. I want knight c6 so badly. I really do. All right, let's go for it. I do. I want knight c6 so badly. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a bloodbath, ladies and gentlemen. A real bloodbath.
Keith Carr
said, "Oh, Twitch ads are in Spanish for me now. I'm in California after watching a streamer stream IRL from Chinatown, San Francisco. I got to witness Chinese McDonald's ads for the longest time."
Nice. Nicely done, sir. What brings you to California? You wanted to be within shouting distance of the World Series of Poker? McDonald's ads in Chinese. Might have done well to use the other rook to get to that square. Debating whether or not the isolated pawn, should he shove it to d4, will be worth it. I don't think I have a choice here. Is it worth the trade-off? I don't see a trade-off actually at all.
Keith Carr.
Said. I was born here in Oakland. A few of the humans born in 1969 were lucky enough to find themselves in Oakland, I think.
Nice. I like Oakland. Oakland is a very, very reasonably cool place. So he's threatening me with D4, it seems like. So D4. Will checkmate me if I'm not careful. It really will. That's really awkward. Are we still down a pawn? No. For some reason, we're never down a pawn, but it looks like we are down a pawn in the center, 2-1. Maybe he'll want to sack it back. Suffering succotash. Okay, then. Let's keep him honest. We could avoid the pressure that is there. I was wondering. It was either rook e1 or knight e2. Knight e2 looked a little sketch. So what's going on here? Queen e5, knight takes e3. Knight takes d3. Queen e5, knight takes d3.
Keith Carr.
Said. The San Francisco Bay Area has every ethnic food you could think of, done 5 stars like every big city, I guess.
Yeah, my first student graduated from Berkeley, so I was there the last time I was probably out there. I attended his, or was it his wedding? No, I think it was his wedding in San Francisco. I was thinking it was his graduation, but no, his wedding was the last time that I was in San Francisco. I wanted to play queen e5, knight takes d3, rook takes d3, bishop takes d3, knight takes d5. But it just did not work out so easily in the long run. Can I? Seems to be in a spot of time pressure. But how do we increase the, how do we turn up the pressure here? He's threatening to push it. Fine, we'll go for...
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Let's got it! Let's go!
Pegasus Sway.
And especially for subscribing for 59 months.
Pegasus Sway.
Said. Hi from Sweden.
Namaste.
Keith Carr.
Said. Does our master dojo make tacos burritos often? What's your secret ingredient?
I wish I could make tacos and burritos often. It looks as though I'm going to have a little bit of a problem. What in the world? No attack for you. Still.
Pegasus Sway.
Said. Keith Carbanis.
Interesting. You're going in that direction, A. Let's see where it takes us. My knight loves to cover this area. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. First things first, we have to get really. And now for something completely different. Huh. I don't like it. We're going to have to batten down the hatches in one way or another. Yes.
Machalata Bob.
Said. I love your Lycus background, can I get the URL?
Absolutely. It will be ready in one moment. Really? This is going to be an interesting endgame, I hope. I can only hope. Not sure what he's thinking about here. Really not sure what he's thinking about. That's the move that should cause resignation. And then the king comes up. Yeah, and I don't have what I normally have. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done, sir. Who is playing whom now? Oh, Charles Numero Uno is back. And he's battling Ron Hay. This is a good match made in heaven. Thank you for the blurb, Ron. Never back down, never what? And namaste. For the amazing amount of months. I'm going to run that one again. No Words has been subscribed for 3 years. Unbelievable. I really appreciate his support too. If you wish to support a small streamer, there's nobody smaller than I. what's going on is he's not really a new subscriber. Maybe it lapsed for a moment. Hopefully he's okay. Should we watch Ron Hay? Who else is in the wings? We've got ETC, which is not who has not been paired. We cannot play Baku again. He is paused. So it should be ETC and I at any moment, if ETC really is here. I'm sorry, ET Borlitz. ETB. Nice. I like the flare. Nicely done. From Vietnam. High on my list of places to visit. But I have to get to Ron Hay first. I think I have to get to Ron Hay far first. Far more quickly. So the background for Lee Chess IRL, let's see here. It's a great site actually called B Wallpaper HD. Control C. So the link for the wallpaper is right there. Shirahiga Sunrise in Japan, I believe. Going to close and reopen. All right, we did get ET from one of my favorite countries. The food is so good too. Keith Carr, I'm sure, has choices of Vietnamese as well in the Mission District or the Berkeley area or even Oakland. Uh-oh. ET, what are we going to do, sir? Oh, no!
Natural Bob.
Said. Vietnamese food
I
is
know,
phenomenal.
right? Unbelievable. So good. La Sa Tom, I remember. It's like steak cubes. La Sa Tom. Oh, so good. I'm just trying to recall. No, I'm sorry, E.T. Oh my god, I forgot. Now we can't be paired again. Once you've been paired with someone, you can't be paired with them again immediately. You have to play another person before you can go back to that person. The only time that an exception exists is that if you're the only two people in the arena and the other person must be paused. If the other person isn't paused, then you're stuck there because you can't play anyone because the other person isn't paused. What are the summer plans, Bob? Hopefully you and your mom or your dad. I'm trying to remember if you had a sibling. I can't recall. I was an only child. I did not have any brothers or sisters. I was spoiled. I had everything to myself. Are we watching? Let's just watch this game for a little bit as we wait. Charles is at number 3. Ron is at number 4. Both of them are going to overtake me in points. I'm positive of that. I would love for the standings to be here, because type private notes. If I were to type a private note here, especially at the moment, I don't think it's that private, right? Just doesn't make any sense. I might have stopped off at bishop to b5 rather than taking the knight that was on the edge of the board, Ron. I would have stopped off at bishop to b5 and rerouted this knight toward the queen side. I'm sorry, toward the king side. Counterattacking. There's always this, and there's always that. For example. Oh no. We have to get passive, or are we going active? The back rank is too weak to go active. I wouldn't have used the rook. I don't think I would have used the rook. I would have used the knight. This is still a thing. What? Turned down for what? Skewer? Aww. Nope, this isn't working. Uh-oh. Must move to that square. But still, this is hanging. Uh-oh, Charles has gotten himself into a spot of trouble here. Yeah, this is pretty ugly. The pawn wasn't hanging because of check, so we could have done something a little more active. Let's see here. So, Charles and Ron. Ron has the better of it. I don't think I'm getting anything now. What? What happened here? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to click on that one. I meant to click on this one. What is the score between Ron and Charles? Ron is up 23-6. Full beast mode engaged. Ruh-roh, now it's going to be a check that drives him back because King C5 is checkmated. Rook to A5, rook to B5 is fatal, yeah? Uh-oh, and now the pawn weaknesses are too great. No, king to E4, I think. It's Zugzwang with king to E4, yeah? But if we let him in, we'll be in trouble. Uh-oh. E7 or C7. Maybe he doesn't seem to have a win here. Interesting. He's going to have to go around. I feel like Ron has all the time in the world in this position to make this work. And I was torn here as to whether or not it was worth it to just push straight away. I think pawn takes pawn was a way to consider drawing, but maybe not. Pressing him on the clock. Mm-hmm. I don't think they can ever take on G4 because the pawns can be stopped. King E4, King D6, and G5 wins.
Machalata Bob.
Said.
Bob,
Bye.
give your mom a hug for me. Talk to you later, buddy. The older you get, by the way, the more your parents appreciate your hugs. So, what did you do here? I think it was a lot easier than this. Just going to do a little bit of zugging. Yep. And yesterday was the birthday of Zhongyi. By taking the name birthday off, we can just celebrate these players in a little bit of isolation. A little bit of isolation. Any other advice that I would like to impart? Preparing a clip for future reference. But when you do study master games, it's important to test yourself and your candidate move process all along the way. Stop for a moment, look for several moves, compare your moves to what the player actually played, use, as we used in the old days, a little 3x5 note card, and cover the moves that you're about to see before you see them. And that way you can test yourself a little bit along the way as to whether your plan is the same as theirs, if it might be a good alternative plan. All of the moves work, by the way. It just depends on the strength of the ideas behind them, and you want to improve upon your play by trying to match wits with the best players in the world. Play over the games of the world champions from beginning to end, and test yourself and your candidate moves with the help of, covering the move, choosing your candidate moves, and then applying yourself appropriately. That was way too long.
Pegasus sway.
Said. Perhaps k4 is wrong, g6 g5.
King e4. Well, hold on. Let's go back to that. That was a very interesting endgame. 1 second. I actually thought that you could just play king to e4 straight away. Right? Oh, so it was this one, huh? No, but I thought king to e4 is great. You're winning this pawn, right? Sorry about that, everybody. You're winning this pawn. This is the simplest. Because no matter where he goes, you play g4, g5. But taking, I didn't think, was making things any easier. It was a tough endgame regardless. A tough endgame regardless. Anyway, I hope to see everyone who's looking for... Oh my gosh. One of my favorite friends and streamers is doing well here. Copy. I never get a chance to raid her. Please stick around for the raid. Hopefully we have more than one. 3. Excellent, everybody. Please stick around for the raid. Thank you all so much for being here. I do have a lesson that is overdue. I'm positive that I better check my messages to make sure they're going to be there. Pegasus, thank you so much for the resubscription. Have a terrific day, everybody. And Evie is a relative, I would like to consider her a relatively good friend. I've known her from her youthful days, and she is very earnest at chess. Please give her a follow, a sub, whatever you can. Cheers and ciao.